A former Players' Champion and a former European Champion on stage in the penultimate game of the second round of the Happy Bet German Darts Championship as the artist Kevin Painter takes on the wizard Simon Whitlock. A place in the last 16 up for grabs here on a spot in the final day of action in the opening European Tour event of 2017. We have seen stunning displays today. Michael van Gerwen, phenomenal. An absolute destruction of the machine gun Jermaine Watermena. Mensur Suljovic has just produced a trademark display averaging over a ton to defy 102 average from Mervyn King with a superb display of finishing. Benito van der Pas, Peter Wright and Dave Chesnell, all seeded players through to the last day. Only James Wade from this evening's session failing to really underline his status as one of the favourites for the title. He was beaten 6-5 with an incredible comeback from Darren Johnson. Simon Whitlock is the seeded player here, seeded number 6, and my word, has the wizard stormed back into form over the last 5 months.
Throw first. Game on.
Chris Murphy is alongside me in the commentary box for this one, and Chris, you have seen firsthand how the wizard has just exploded back into life over the last 5 months.
Yeah, he's taken more than his fair share of tournaments. Simon Whitlock, 5 titles in as many months for the man. Sometimes known as the beard to be feared, and he's certainly making opponents quake in their boots once more.
60.
Kevin Painter, the man in front of him today, they've met on many occasions on the big stage. They've met the World Championship, the World Match Play. Painter's a man that has
122.
not been in the best form and needs some kind of Simon Whitlock-like turnaround. Whitlock just kind of went missing for 2 years, didn't he? But hung about just outside the top 16. He's back in there now. He's 16th and moving forward. But it's important for him because he kept meeting Michael van Gerwen in TV events at the back end of last year. But he's hoping to
98.
to pull away from that position.
Yeah, a good couple of years. It wasn't going well on TV at all for him during that time, Simon Whitlock. He still maintained. He was playing brilliant darts on the floor.
190.
First maximum, and it does get him down to a finish. But yeah, less the beard to be feared and more the, I don't know, facial fuzz about which not to be that fussed. That doesn't quite work. This would be good though, wouldn't it? Oh. Well, he needed 2 treble 19s for a dart at the bullseye.
94.
He threw a dart at the bullseye and he hit it.
96.
Kevin Painter looking at 96. And he's going to get 2 darts at double 18 for a comfortable
the first leg.
hold and throw in this opening leg.
Second leg, Simon to throw first. Game on.
Well, Painter has struggled himself for a while now, but he did produce a run in one of the UK Open qualifiers for the semi-finals. First time he'd done that for, well, a long time. That has absolutely jumped out of the board like a startled cat.
Kevin Painter kicks the floor in disgust at the dart that dared not to stay in the treble 20.
25.
Moral 180 for Kevin Painter. I'm sure that's not the words he was thinking.
59.
How's your luck, would be my guess. Well, it turns out his luck was pretty good in round 1, Kevin Painter, because he took on Stephen Burton, a man making his Euro Tour debut, and he was in a real battle. He got dragged into a dogfight with Burton. Neither man playing particularly well.
125.
And he could easily have lost that game, but Burton, quite obligingly in the deciding leg, just waved him through, essentially. He just couldn't hit treble.
123.
Simon Whitlock found 3 trebles there, 2 treble 20s and a treble 1. Makes 1, 2, 3. And actually here, Kevin Painter is in a very strong position
99.
to break and double his lead.
171 is what he's after. Decided he didn't like the lie of that first start in the treble 19. He'd originally gone to the board looking for 3 treble 19s to leave double top. Painter looking at 98. Double 19 now.
Choices. Goes straight for it.
Game short in the second
And turned out to be the right decision
Painter.
because he needed that second dart. 2-0 to Painter.
To throw first. Game on.
Well, the next step for Simon Whitlock is to produce a display on the big stage, isn't it? And he's been going about his business in fantastic style on the floor events, which
180.
darts fans can now see. The benefit of live stream cameras on the Pro Tour events. But can he produce in front of the big crowd again? Can he get them all going? Can he get the Euro Tour wizards back?
Well, he has produced some fantastic runs on the European Tour. Of course, he won in Newland, the Dutch Darts Masters, back in 2012.
Yeah,
He's had 2 runs to finals in Dusseldorf.
That was his golden year, wasn't it, 2012? Simon Whitlock also became a major champion, winning the European Championship.
Well, as I've often said, I believe people who go on and either win or have very good runs on these European Tour events, it is a marvellous barometer upon which to judge how they're going to do in the big TV major tournaments in the coming weeks and months.
44.
We've seen it repeatedly, playing on big stages in front of crowds. When they can go and turn it on here, it is a superb
100.
guide to how these guys are going to play when it comes to the big titles. And we saw Robert Thornton go and win one of these and win it convincingly before he went on and claimed the Grand Prix.
57.
We saw Alan Norris go and win one, then go and hit his TV9 dart at the Players' Championship finals, play some really good stuff, and obviously had a UK Open run this year as well. Darryl Gurney played some great stuff and then made the UK Open semi-final just a few months later.
95.
And if Simon Whitlock were to have a run this weekend, I think that really would be a signal of intent, even above the 5 titles that he's won over the last 5, almost 4. But look, he's got his work cut out here because Painter is looking at a 3-0 lead.
I'm going to say we're getting ahead of ourselves because Simon Whitlock is in a spot of bother. His performance so far, something of a mystery, and not in keeping
Simon Uruguay 80.
with those floor events. However, oh, he's got an audacious double top. Has it fallen out? Has it bounced out? Well, that one's bounced in.
In the third leg, Simon Whitlock.
How is your look?
Fourth leg, Simon to throw.
Simon's look, there we see Kevin Painter with a wry smile. Whitlock with a cheeky attempt, 2 double tops with 80, with 3 darts in his hand. In fact, only 2 ended up staying in the board, so it was a right shot, Dan.
57.
Wow. I like it. I like it. I'm not sure Kev did.
But I've seen him take umbrage to those kind of things in the past, Kevin Painter.
140.
I love Kevin Painter's demeanour on stage. I think it is brilliant. Everything, every fibre of his being just oozes
96.
the sentiment that whoever he's playing, it could be Michael Van Gerwen or 16-time world champion Phil Taylor, but every action that
97.
Kevin Painter carries out on that stage suggests that whoever is up against him has no right to be on the same stage, to be sharing his stage.
96.
Kevin Painter's been around a long time, but this pair have had similar success in their darting careers, both major champions, both world finalists.
100.
Both former Premier League stars, of course, although Whitlock was a slightly more regular member than Painter.
Yeah, and that's one of his targets as well, to try and get back to the Premier League. He's been sending a few tweets, hasn't he, saying he wished they picked the Premier League now. I think he'd get eliminated if he went in it now.
96.
7-0 win on Judgment Night and then eliminated because he only got 2 points, having not played any of the previous weeks.
But it's a plan that something he can work towards for next year. Get himself in the reckoning. However, will he still be in the reckoning for the German Darts Championship?
This would hurt. Ooh, not far off, but Whitlock looking to level the match, and Painter, 2 darts missed for a 3-0 lead, and in the blink of an eye... Ooh, I was going to say we have a level game, but we don't quite, do we? We don't quite.
Yeah, they've thrown 3 darts at tops already before then, hit it every time, although not all of them stayed in. That time he missed, and then missed a double 10, but Painter's making a meal of it as well. Finally gets the job done though, gobbles up the double 2. No doubt, Dan, who the performance of the tournament so far has been.
Game on.
Well, in terms of the averages, it has to be MVG. 111 in his 6-1 demolition of Jermaine Watermainer.
A tongue-in-cheek quote of "I'm back" were his first words uttered in his post-match interview, because he felt that his 101 against Raymond van Barneveld in defeat was just absolutely shocking. His worst performance of the season, he said.
23.
Well, the board mic, coupled with what I believe may be the acoustics at the back of the stage, is making darts that hit certain areas of the board sound like they're being thrown at a battered old piano.
60.
It's very odd. We're not just like dubbing these sound effects on like comedy sound effects. And we can do if you like, if that would improve the coverage. We'll give it a go, hang on.
We'll get the EastEnders doofs in there when we get to our last leg decider, and then just cut off and we'll see you next week.
100.
Well, Kevin Painter, I have to say, it's pretty impressive stuff from him so far. It's not mind-blowing, but it's good enough right now. And it could be good enough for a 4-1 lead. Well, they're good enough. That isn't quite. And 144, Whitlock. What route wizard?
Opted for 54. And again, we hear the almighty clatter of a treble 19 smashing. But you might not be feeling smashing if Kevin Painter beds this double 10.
Well, 2 darts missed in the third leg. 3 darts missed in this one. And Kevin Painter may have to pay the price. Ooh, double 3.
9.
Oh, maybe not.
Kevin, you require 10.
Scrappy, Dan, isn't it?
It certainly is. And unexpectedly so, with the way that Simon Whitlock has played over the last 5 months, and particularly the last few weeks. Oh, dear me.
Simon, you require 3.
He's talking to his darts, is he? How dare you?
Well, it's the darts or just physics that Kevin Painter is unhappy with.
Oh,
my word!
Kevin, you require
He should be nowhere near the treble. Absolutely bizarre situation we have here.
Well, 5th leg. Kevin Painter.
What?
6th leg, Simon.
A leg of darts for all the wrong reasons. Kevin Painter won it on double 5 after Simon Whitlock bust
100.
his remaining 3 by landing the treble 1. He finds himself 3 legs behind.
Strange old times in Hildesheim. And Simon Whitlock in very
60.
real danger of becoming the 3rd seeded player to be knocked out here on day 2 of Halle 39, the German Darts Championship. We've seen Michael Smith
55.
get what turned out to be a bit of a hiding from Jan Dekker. He lost it 6-1. Dekker very impressive. James Wade looked like he was going to give Darren Johnson a hiding,
32.
having been 5-1 up, and then ended up losing it 6-5. But Simon Whitlock having similar trouble on the doubles as Michael Smith had earlier on
100.
in this afternoon's session. And Kevin Painter, admittedly, perhaps not in quite as authoritative fashion
58.
as Jan Dekker, is making him pay.
What on earth is going on? To be fair, Dan, Kevin Painter has a 4-1 lead, but they're playing about as poorly as each other. The average is down in the low 80s.
100.
I think there are
156.
plenty more twists and tails in this contest, and I would stick my neck out and say that things can only get better.
100.
Well, this is better. It's a lot better. And with Whitlock struggling on the doubles, he might be worried. He might be very worried now. Painter has come from nowhere in this leg to potentially claim another break of throw. Wonderful dart. Double 10 for 5-1. Oh, 61. Missed it by a yard.
Yeah, it's a long way away that, and now Simon Whitlock. Well,
10.
Another awkward double, isn't it? Well, that's a good guide, surely, for Simon Whitlock, and he utilises a Simon step.
Great effect. Simon Whitlock.
Well,
it's stepper in the world.
Kevin to throw first. Game on.
It is the first time in this match that Simon Whitlock has managed to hold his throw.
100.
And it stops him being put right on the brink of an early exit from the tournament. But who knows, maybe
140.
Maybe things could turn around yet. Oh, better.
140.
It's been a curious performance from this pair, but
100.
both know they've got more in the reserves, and if Whitlock can find it, we get a real game on our hands. It's starting to be
140.
a little more accurate in this leg at least.
Yeah, better leg of darts this, isn't it? 121 left after 9.
40.
Just the 40 from Whitlock, so Painter looking very well placed for a 5-2 lead. And even the 5 titles in 5 months winning Whitlock could struggle to come back from this. Painter taking the sensible option, I would argue, to leave double top rather than go straight at the bullseye with his dart there. Whitlock is going to ask the question with his second maximum of the match to leave 41, but Painter on tops. Now 10s. Both men struggling on the doubles and double 5. Oh, 30. The artist. It is not a pretty picture.
Simon, you require 41.
Well, Kevin Painter's missed 16 darts at double. Whitlock's already missed 10. Made that 12.
Kevin, you require 10.
Whatever the result of this match, both men are going to come off stage fuming, saying, I should have either won that or won it by an even bigger margin. And right now it looks as if Kevin Painter is the man who is going to win it.
He shouted at the double 5 as he retrieved the dart, but yeah, it's been a strange old game, and both players will be frustrated with the performance levels.
60.
However, a big win for Kevin Painter should he finish a job here.
Well, I said that
43.
Kevin Painter's luck was in his opening round game when he played Stephen Burton, because when it came to the crunch in the deciding leg, Burton just couldn't
95.
produce enough. And his luck is certainly in today, because he's coming up against one of the informed players in World Darts who played his worst game in absolutely ages. But that is a second maximum for Kevin Painter.
Will this be a third for the Wizard? It looked like if he carried on there, he would have knocked one of the darts out. So that's the reason he switched. Sherwin Price awaits the winner, and if he's watching this one, he's probably rubbing his hands with glee.
Well, Gerwin Price was very impressive in our opening game of the day. Seems a long while ago now, wasn't it? His 6-1 win against Christoph Ratajski, averaging just under 100.
We saw Peter Wright earlier on take out a 160 that changed everything in his match against Christian Kiss. Can Simon Whitlock produce a carbon copy? There's your answer. It wasn't far away, but Painter's going to return for 72 to bring an end to this match and book his place in the last 16.
Well, the one thing you would say is, so far, 1 dart at double has not been enough. He's got 2 at it, and that's not been enough either so far, but he only needs the 1 this time. Kevin Painter, a clinical check out to see off the Wizard, and the number 6 seed is dumped out. He joins Michael Smith and James Wade in being eliminated from the tournament despite entering as seeded players, and the artist is through to the last 16 of a European Tour event, and he will take on the Iceman Gerwyn Price, the UK Open finalist, for a place in the quarter-finals. It hasn't been pretty, but it's been effective, and Kevin Painter, well, it could be a magical weekend for the artist. One more spot in the last 16 up for grabs. It's Jamie Bain, who was excellent in round one against Joe Cullen. Let's hear from Kevin now.
6-2 against Simon is a good news against number 16 in the world. Was problems on the doubles for both of you?
Yeah, one or two problems, obviously both of us. I think overall, I think probably Simon will agree that I deserved the win. I thought I played quite well, scored quite well. Yeah, like you say, we missed a few doubles, but look, Simon's been on really good form recently, so I'm really pleased to win that.
Yeah, great. Yesterday you were not satisfied with your game. I mean, to win is the main thing. Will you practice the doubles now more than you do normally?
No, I don't think it's... Look, some days you don't play well and some days you do. Today, obviously, I played a little bit better. I knew I had to score a little bit better because it was against Simon and he was obviously going to hit decent scores. Simon didn't play his best game today, but look, I had to come up here and do my own job, so I'm quite pleased to win, you know.
You reached the final day. See you tomorrow again. Thank you very much. Kevin Painter. Sagt, es lief heute ein bisschen besser als gestern. Ist froh, dass Simon Whitlock geschlagen hat, der in letzter Zeit in einer wirklich guten Form ist. Und steht also in der 3. Runde und ist morgen noch im Rennen mit dabei. Mal sehen, was ausrichten kann. Kevin Painter wartet so sehnsüchtig nach einem guten Erfolg, nach einem guten Ergebnis. Vielleicht ja hier auch in Hildesheim auf der European Tour. Ein Match haben wir noch. Es ist die Partie von Jamie Bain aus Schottland gegen den Rockstar Joe Cullen. Darf ich jetzt schon mal sagen, da links bei den Notausgängen werden nachher die Türen aufgehen. In diese Richtung geht es also dann raus aus dem Saal, aus der Halle 39. Aber erstmal zu Ende genießen diese 4. Session der Happy Bet German Darts Championship. Sind also gleich zurück mit Match